Tonight on SUTV News, public schools in West Virginia are still shut down.
And the slate brings home some silverware.
All that and more right now. Thanks for joining us on SUTV News. I'm Jillian Menken.
And I'm Jake Gillespie. West Virginia public schools remain closed today as day 4 of the teacher strike has come and gone. Governor Jim Justice proposed a deal with union leaders Tuesday that was designed to end the strike and send teachers back into the classroom today. The proposal called for a 5% pay raise the first year. The plan is now working through the state legislature. However, the deal did not include a fix to the state health insurance plan, which employees say forces them to pay premiums that are too high. Educators say the insurance coverage was one of the major reasons for the strike in the first place. The strike has put 20,000 teachers and 13,000 school service employees on the picket lines. Before the teachers went on strike, they packed lunches for about 277,000 students that rely on the schools to provide meals. Dozens of Massachusetts students walked out of their high school Wednesday morning. The walkout at Somerville High was to honor the victims of the Parkland school shooting. The students held a moment of silence for 17 minutes, 1 minute for each of the victims in the school. Some students held up signs as they marched out, calling for change in gun control laws. It was all organized by the advocacy group Students Against Gun Violence. In the tragic wake of the 17 lives cut short in Florida, the March for Our Lives organization was born. On March 24th, the families of March for Our Lives will take to the streets of Washington, D.C. to demand that their lives and safety become a priority and that gun violence and mass shootings end in schools.
Print journalism got some recognition this week. Shippensburg University's Slate organization received the Keystone Press Award for their local campus newspaper. The awards are presented by professionals who show talent and future potential. Editor-in-Chief Troy Oakham explains that the award is definitely something that deserves a pat on the back.
It's something that we can wave around and say, hey, look, we're doing something good. Keep giving us money because we're going to keep churning out good things. Support us, all that kind of stuff.
The Slate newspaper comes out every Tuesday. Shippensburg University has just been awarded a big degree. SUTV's Brendan Leahy has the story.
Shippensburg University awarded its first doctorate degree in school history earlier this month.
The doctorate program is in educational leadership, which prepares individuals to tackle challenges that are facing education in today's society. Jalinda Wilson, the Chief Financial and Support Services Officer at Greencastle Antrim School District, is the first recipient of a doctorate degree from Shippensburg University. Wilson, who completed her undergraduate degree at Shippensburg University, received some assistance from a familiar face.
Part of my dissertation, I needed some statistical help, and I actually reached out to a retired undergrad professor who remembered me after 20 years or so. He remembered me, and he actually was able to help. And I think that's been the best part about Shippensburg.
Dr. Nicole Hill, Dean of the College of Education and Human Services, says that awarding the first doctorate degree in Shippensburg University history has a bigger impact than some may think.
And this is really a space, I think, that builds on our legacy as a university and as a college and as an educational leadership program in terms of our reputation, the way that we're impacting our communities, and the kind of ways that we're envisioning leadership in schools.
This is not the only doctorate degree that the Educational Leadership Program hopes to award, as more students will be defending their dissertations in the coming months. For SUTV News, I'm Brendan Leahy.
Congratulations to Dr. Wilson on her big accomplishment.
Well, if burritos could talk, what would they say? Dr. Jonathan Reynolds may have the answer. Reynolds will host a lecture called What the Burrito Tells Us About World History. Reynolds will be discussing the burrito's importance and impact through history. There will also be a burrito bar held before the lecture at Reasoner Dining Hall featuring foods from Latin and Central America. Dinner is $10 for the public, and students can use a meal swipe to attend. The event is Monday, March 5th at 7 in Old Main Chapel. Speaking of food, the Teaching Kitchen is a new part of SHIP's dining hall experience. Kyla Piper has the story.
Shippensburg University Dining Services has implemented a fun and exciting way to learn how to make healthy food options. Once a month, there will be an interactive demonstration held in either Reisner or Kreiner dining halls. This month's focus food was fish tacos. The chef sets up a demo table with all needed ingredients, which invites up to 12 people to participate. Students begin by putting on plastic aprons and gloves for food safety. They then follow the chef's step-by-step directions to prepare their dish, but it is encouraged to make any alterations to fit any particular taste. After a quick 15 minutes, the fish tacos are complete and the students can enjoy the healthy dish they created. For SUTV News, Kyla Piper.
For more information on the Teaching Kitchen and upcoming events, visit SUTVnews.com.
Today, Dr. Sharon O'Brien came to Shippensburg University to talk about the effects of depression on people today. She discusses how there are many different factors that can bring depression on, including American culture.
I think that a lot of the sense of shame that people have comes from American culture in particular. And so I guess I hope that by me pointing out that the culture is judgmental, that might help some people to resist it.
Dr. Sharon O'Brien has struggled with depression herself and makes herself available to anyone that may need to talk. For more information, visit SUTVnews.com. Students parking on the northern side of campus may have to drive to class a little earlier this week. Shane Adams has the story.
Construction crews have been working hard to finish the installation of new piping near the left side of the baseball field. But now they have already begun their next phase of construction. Excavation will continue in commuter lots C10 through C7. Due to the excavation, multiple parking spots will be unavailable, so students should plan accordingly. Shane Adams, SUTV News.
The construction is expected to continue through March 9th. The 2018 Olympics in Pyeongchang have ended, but Team USA's celebration has just begun. Team USA's final medal count is 23, with 9 of them being gold. Gold medal performances came from Shaun White, Chloe Kim, Jamie Anderson, and Redmond Gerard, and all from snowboarding alone. Other gold medal performances came from Michaela Schifrin, David Wise, and the women's cross-country skiing and hockey teams.
The final gold medal came off a surprise victory for men's curling. Of the remaining 14 medals, 8 were silver and 6 were bronze. Team USA finished 4th in medal counts, with Norway taking the top spot and Germany and Canada rounding out the top 3 with 31 and 29 medals respectively. And Jillian, I am not ashamed to say I stayed up until 4 in the morning watching that curling championship, and what a match it was.
And I still have no idea what the sport of curling even is, but when we come back, the war on plastic pollution may be headed in the right direction.
Stay with us. The snowstorm, appropriately nicknamed the Beast from the East, hits Italy and parts of Europe.
Let's send it over to Brandon with this week's world news.
The Afghan government is willing to recognize the Taliban as a legitimate political party. This comes by part of a potential ceasefire agreement with the militant group. Afghanistan's President Ashraf Ghani said yesterday, "We're ready to restart talks about peace with Pakistan and forget bitter experiences of the past and start a new chapter." The proposal might have some trouble becoming a reality due to the thought of women being suggested to be part of the negotiations. This could prove to be more harmful than good, since the Taliban's interpretation of Islam view women as second-class citizens. The Netherlands opened up Europe's first plastic-free supermarket aisle yesterday, and campaigners are hoping this is a step in the right direction in the war on plastic pollution. The store responsible for this movement is a Dutch shopping chain called Ecoplaza, and the company says it will roll out similar aisles in all of its 74 branches by the end of the year. Shoppers are able to choose from more than 700 plastic-free products that are either stored in biodegradable materials or in glass. This movement comes from the global concern about the damage of that plastic waste has been having on the world's oceans and ecosystems. Earlier this week, Italy and much of the Europe was hit with an Arctic blast so strong that it brought snow to the Mediterranean country. Citizens of Rome woke up to their city covered in white on Monday morning. Schools shut down and traffic was brought to a standstill as a mere 2 inches covered the ground, being the biggest snowfall the city has seen since 2012. Temperatures on average for Rome in February range from around 55 degrees and a low of around 38. Monday's temperatures made things much colder, with a high of only 25 degrees and a low of 17. That's it for World News. Let's take it back to the desk.
Now, coming up in entertainment, Jillian, I have another riddle for you. What's better than one dog?
Two dogs?
That's right, and Barbra Streisand found a way to make that dream come true.
And Megan, please tell me this rain isn't going to stick around much longer.
Hey guys, it's the first day of March. Will the rain finally go away? Stay tuned for SUTV weather coming up next.
Have you stepped in any puddles lately, Jake?
Well, Jillian, just one, but unfortunately, I was wearing my favorite pair of shoes. Let's send it over to Megan to see if there's any hope for my other pairs.
Looks like this week I'll be trading in my umbrella for sunglasses. Let's take a look at this week's weather. Tonight, expect some showers with a temperature of 38. And tomorrow, it'll be a cloudy day with heavy wind in the low 40s. And for the 5-day, it'll be sunny for most of the week with highs in the low 50s and lows in the 30s. But keep your umbrella on reserve for Tuesday. We may get some rain with a high of 44. Well, that's all for this week's weather. Now let's take it to entertainment with Danny.
Coming to Shippensburg this weekend is the Act 5 play in the Memorial Auditorium. Stefan Williams has the story.
10 student actors and 3 student directors to produce the Act 5 play here at Shippensburg University.
Found on a subway station. None of them know how they got there, and none of them know why they're there. The play goes on, the dialogue sparks up, you start to soon realize why and where they actually are.
Putting this play together was a huge process for the cast, and after learning from some mistakes, they finally got to perfection.
The fact that I've got so close to the cast, every day the cast gets stronger. We make mistakes, but we learn from those mistakes. It's crazy how far we can.
Director Karen Runquist gave insight on what she wants the audience to take away from the play.
I hope this play makes them think about what makes a person good or bad, and particularly bad. The play focuses on what deems a person worthy of being condemned to hell. And so I hope you think about what makes you think a person is bad. Is that right? Is that wrong?
Creating this play really allowed the students to build a strong relationship together, making it easier to reach the goal of having a good show.
Working with the actors and everyone and the bond we've all formed.
The Act 5 play premieres in Memorial Auditorium on Shippensburg campus March 3rd at 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. and March 4th at 3 p.m. The cost is $1 for Shippensburg students with their ID and $3 for general admission. Stefan Williams, SUTV News.
Support Shippensburg theater students and enjoy the show. Going into this weekend, only 3 movies had ever topped $100 million at the domestic box office in their second weekend in theaters: The Avengers, Jurassic World, and Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Did that list grow this weekend? Here's Brennan Jackson with the box office top 5.
50 Shades Free fell to 5th place, grossing $6.9 million in its third weekend in theaters. The sci-fi mystery thriller Annihilation began its run in 4th place with $11 million. Peter Rabbit hopped down to 3rd place, gobbling up $12.5 million.
This will be a
Game Night took the silver medal in its debut weekend, earning $16.6 million, a far cry from number 1. Black Panther stayed number 1 with $108 million, giving the Marvel movie $400 million in its first 10 days. Brennan Jackson, SUTV Entertainment.
Local theaters in Chambersburg and Carlisle are still airing these top box office hits. Barbra Streisand's late dog, Samantha, is still around. The actress has never been shy about sharing her love for her pup, who passed away in May 2017. Streisand once referred to Sammy as the daughter she never had, and has now turned to science to keep their bond alive. She revealed she has cells taken from Samantha's mouth and stomach and used them to clone 2 new dogs, named Miss Scarlet and Miss Violet. But there is also a third. Samantha's distant cousin has also become an addition and earned the name Miss Fanny. But with all the excitement of the new additions, Samantha will always be in Barbara's heart. Kelly Clarkson is here. The original American Idol winner has taken her seat among the list of panel of coaches on the NBC reality singing competition, The Voice. She joined fellow coaches Blake Shelton, Adam Levine, and Alicia Keys on the season 14 premiere. The new coach ended the night with more artists than any other team. Needless to say, it seems her team is headed in the right direction. Ryan Seacrest will not be missing from the red carpet on Sunday. It was confirmed that Seacrest will still be the host of E's red carpet pre-show and the Oscars. Controversy arose due to Susie Hardy, who served as the host's personal stylist, accused him of sexual assault. The network's investigation found insufficient evidence to support this claim. That's all for entertainment. Now back to the desk.
When we come back in sports, the men's and women's indoor track and field teams are champions.
And Matt Kleindon sits down with field hockey All American Brooke Sheibley.
For the sixth time in school history, Shippensburg men's and women's indoor track teams each won the PSAC championships in the same season. Redshirt senior Danielle Scrimamano was named the 2018 PSAC Champions Overall Meet MVP after posting a new all-time PSAC record in the 60-meter hurdles, running 8.53 seconds on Saturday and breaking it again on Sunday, running at 8.47 seconds. Senior Alex Bala was named the 2018 PSAC Indoor Championships Track MVP for winning conference championships in the 3K and the 5K. Bala is now the sixth man in PSAC history to achieve the long-distance double at the indoor conference meet. 3 members qualified to compete in the 2018 NCAA Division II Indoor Track and Field Champions. For the women's team, Danielle Scrimamano will run in the 60-meter hurdles and the long jump, while senior Callie Hebner will compete in the pole vault. And from the men's team, senior Tracy Davis will compete in the high jump. Senior All-American Evan Ramos won his second consecutive Super Region 1 championship on Saturday. Ramos pinned PSAC rival Levi Neibauer in the final seconds of the match to secure his tournament victory. Ramos will be headed to the Division II NCAA Championships on March 9th in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Ship basketball took on Millersville in the first round of PSAC playoffs on Monday. Jake Doyle has the highlights.
The Red Raiders had a chance of redemption against the Millersville Marauders on Monday night. Ship came out strong with some key contributions as you see Justin MacArthur take it to the rim, getting the foul and the bucket. Strong role player Jacob Biss started things off early with this huge 3 in the first half. He would then later finish the night with 7 points and 6 assists as we see Big Red getting rowdy. Dustin Sleva, All-American, drives to the rim, draws the contact, and finishes for the N1. Now that's a big guy to stop. Size doesn't always matter though, as Clay Connors comes off a pick and finishes with an acrobatic layup. At the end of the first half, Shippensburg is up 51-42, but the game is not out of reach. Millersville came out ready to play as you see finally hitting those open jumpers. Freshman James Sullivan tried to mount a comeback, but the Raiders kept their foot on the pedal and it was just too much. John Costello with a strong take underneath, giving him a chance at a 3-point play. And you gotta love this, the alley-oop, everyone's favorite play in basketball. Justin MacArthur to Naquan Council for the pretty finish to seal the deal. 94-67, Shippensburg with a dominant win over a team that beat them just a few weeks ago. I'm Jake Doyle, and this is SU Sports.
Ship will go on to face Gannon this Saturday in the PSAC semifinals. Matt Kleindon leads our new sports series highlighting amazing Ship athletes. We sat down with field hockey senior Brooke Sheibley. Sheibley is one of the leading seniors on the Shippensburg field hockey team that won back-to-back national championships in 2016 and 17. She was named to the Division II All-American and All-PSAC teams in 2016. Matt Kleindon sat down with Brooke to talk about her career here at Shippensburg.
Can you describe how starting as a freshman in 16 games has impacted and shaped the rest of your career here?
I feel like it gave me a good foundation for the team. Like, it gave me a good feeling of what it was like to be on the field, what the celebrations were going to be like, what the other teams we were playing was going to be like, and they weren't going to, like, it wasn't going to get any easier the next 3 years. So it was a good start for me to get my feet under me and learn what ship hockey was all about. And then there was a few other girls from my class that also started and played a lot of minutes that year because they had lost a bunch of seniors the year before. So yeah, having that opportunity to come in and play right away was a good foundation for me to have a good career here.
And you continued to build off that freshman year. In 2016, you were named to the NFHC8 All American squad, second team. Can you describe what that entire season was like and what emotions you were feeling when you were announced that you were part of the All American team?
That season was like an emotional roller coaster. We had just lost one of our coaches, Amanda Strauss, and she was our entire motivation for the whole season. Anytime something was hard, it was for Amanda. And her favorite color was purple. She was always wearing purple. And I can't even tell you the number of sunsets we had that year during practices that ended up being purple. Like, it was crazy. Like, that season was for her, and the whole thing was just an emotional roller coaster. But yeah, it was a crazy feeling. And then whenever they announced that, it was just, I don't know. Honestly, the rest of the season overpowered that accomplishment so much more than the individual accomplishment, because my teammates, like, that's our thing at Ship. Like, field hockey, we make each other look good. And, like, my teammates make me look better than I am, like, I promise. And, yeah, it was just a really great feeling.
Now, you've spent 4 years here. You've established a pretty big portfolio for yourself. How would you sum up your career here at Shippensburg?
That's a good question. I don't know. I've been so incredibly thankful for everything I've come across here. And summing it up, honestly, I would say family, because my whole field hockey team, like, we always say that we are a family. And on my visit here, before I even came here, like, before I even committed to come here, like, I had no idea. And they said we are a family, and then I hung out with the girls on the team, and I could see that. Like, I could tell, I could just feel it. It was the atmosphere it gave us. And then once I committed, the first thing Birdie said to me was, "Welcome to the Ship family." And hearing her say that was just like a sign of relief, because I was having the hardest time picking where I was going. And yeah, from the minute I stepped on the field during preseason, freshman year until senior year, like, yeah, we fought, families fight, but we always knew that we would have each other's backs any other time. And even though I'm not technically on the team now, I still have that family and sister relationship with all of my friends that I've gained along the way. Like, I don't know, it's a feeling like no other. Like, whenever you're celebrating with those people, you get a bond with them, and on the field, like, you're celebrating goals. Like, every goal is a national championship goal. It's the first game of the season, and we won one of our first games like 5-0, and the fifth goal we're like jumping up and down just because we're so excited for each other and we want everyone to be so successful. And I think that support that I've gotten from them is one of the reasons why I've been able to be successful in and out of the classroom and on the field.
To watch the full interview with Brooke Sheibley, go to SUTVnews.com. That's it for sports. Now let's send it back to the desk.
So, Jake, I do not have a riddle, but I do have a question for you. Have you ever won the lottery?
Jillian, I'm going to be honest, if I had, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
Oh, fair enough. When we come back, find out how a group won big in the Canadian lottery. Some Canadian coworkers are feeling like $1 million, or $60 million to be exact. 31 oil refinery workers from a small town called Come By Chance are now millionaires. The group had been buying $155 worth of lottery tickets for the past 3 months and have finally paid off big time. According to Atlantic Lottery, they will each get nearly $2 million. The $60 million jackpot is the largest in Atlantic Canada history. As for whether they'll go back to work, 5 have already retired, but most say they plan to return to finish a project.
And Jillian, I'm going to be honest, I'm a bit embarrassed after learning about the sheer dedication of those Canadian workers. Kudos to them for going back to work even after winning the big money.
And while Jake and I take some time to reflect on that, that is it for SUTV News. I'm Jillian Menken.
And I'm Jake Gillespie. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and SUTV News to check out our website, SUTVnews.com.
We'll see you next time.